These are the signs we see when someone has low self-worth and low self-confidence. Number one, they don't know how they feel about something, about themselves, about a certain situation, and they look at other people for cues on what they should be feeling or thinking about something. So they have difficulty identifying how they're feeling, and they have difficulty articulating that. Speaking up is difficult for people who have low self-worth and low self-confidence. They're not able to ask for what they need or what they want. They just wait and wait. So that's one of the biggest signs that someone has low self-worth, that they're not in touch with themselves, maybe because of trauma. They're not in touch with themselves, and they're not able to ask for what they need, what they want, what they desire. And many times they don't even know what that is. Second sign is that they have in their mind there's a power differential with other people. So people who have low self-worth, low self-confidence will constantly perceive others to be better than them. And that's one of the signs when someone is constantly saying that another is better than them, when they're constantly comparing themselves to others, that's a sign of low self-worth. Another sign is that people with low self-worth, low self-confidence look at others to provide them with guidance on how to live their life, provide them with leadership on what to do next, provide them. So they look for others, they try to find someone outside because they feel such low self-worth, low self-confidence, low self-esteem. They don't trust themselves to lead themselves. That is why they look at outside to lead them. So their focus is not internal, their focus is external. They look at others to tell them, give them praise, approval, validation. So if someone is seeking external praise, validation, approval on a reassurance on a constant basis, consistently from outside, that's a sign of low self-worth. Then another one is people who have low self-worth, they have difficulty making decisions because they look at outside to provide them with guidance. They're not able to make decisions themselves. Maybe this ability to make decisions was taken away from them when they were young, or maybe they slowly lost it, or because they have low self-worth, they don't trust themselves to do what's right for them or to know what's right for them. So they ask other people, what do you think I should do? What should be my decision? Right? Another sign that someone has low self-worth and low self-esteem is when they're constantly criticizing and judging themselves and putting themselves down in front of others, and in front of others, the way they think, say, what they do, what they say shows to others that they don't value themselves. For example, there's lack of self-care, lack of self-love in words. They don't prioritize themselves. When there's a question of, oh, what do you want to do? They always put it on the other person. Whatever you want to do is what I will do. So people who have low self-worth, low self-esteem, they tend to shrink. They tend to just wait for others to do. They're not a very active participant in their own life. And so another sign that someone has low self-worth is that they seek recognition and praise to feel less, to overcome the feelings of less than. So there's a constant feeling of shame, there's a constant feeling of I am not enough, I am less than. Maybe this message was given to them in childhood, but they truly believe that I have low self-worth and seek reassurance, praise, recognition, even though it's really difficult for them to accept that praise and recognition. It is very difficult for somebody with low self-esteem to sit with a compliment. They still seek that outside constant reassurance and validation to help them overcome that feeling of deep shame, feeling less than, feeling not enough. Another sign that someone has low self-worth is they need to be right. They need to be perfect in front of other people. They have difficulty accepting if they make a mistake. So first they have difficulty making a decision, taking an action, right? They wait for others to give them the okay, the permission to live, approval to do, right? Validation. And they look at others to provide them with the sense of safety. They look at others to give them the guidance. So when someone is constantly checking in with other people and asking them to do things with me or do things for me, and in return they overgive, overlove, that's a sign someone does not value themselves. They value other people and they love and manipulate other people in order to get a sense of safety, help with decisions, what should I do? So there's a over involvement of other people in their lives, right? And people who have low self-worth, they take a long time getting started with projects. They take a long time choosing their dreams. They have trouble prioritizing themselves, and that's a telltale sign that somebody has low self-esteem, low self-worth, when they have trouble prioritizing themselves. They shape shift and they comply and they go with what others want them to do, or do things for other people, but they have difficulty saying no to other people, setting healthy boundaries, saying, hey, wait, I need to take care of myself first. Because they don't value themselves, they're not able to prioritize themselves and take care of themselves. And all of this shows up in the world. When someone has low self-esteem, they walk around with this facade, with this false self that appears to be really people pleasing, available, there for you, but in reality they're hurting inside because they don't have an identity of their own. That's another big red flag, a big sign that someone has low self-worth when they're not grounded in their own identity, that they look for outsiders to tell them what type of person am I, and then they believe the labels that are given to them versus knowing and deciding that this is how I am. Because they value other people's actions, thoughts, words, they don't believe themselves to be lovable or worthwhile. They believe other people to be lovable, worthwhile, having the right thoughts and actions. So there's a sense of they're better than me. And at the same time, many times there's a sense of I am a martyr. Maybe I'm superior in certain ways. So there's always this power differential or a hierarchy in relationship, and they're consumed with relationships. They're consumed with image management. People who are inauthentic, people who lack confidence, self-esteem, self-worth, they live an inauthentic life because even though they want to prioritize themselves and love themselves, they're not able to, and they show up as all loving, all generous towards other people. But this game and this facade is very apparent and clear to all those around them. So maybe people don't call them out, but everybody knows what's going on, including themselves. So people with low self-esteem, they may live in in denial and live as a false self, but all of these things show up in their thoughts, actions, choices, decisions. So if you have low self-worth, low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and you betray yourself and abandon yourself, it will show up in your thoughts, actions, choices, decisions, in your day-to-day life, in what you say, what you do, your mood, and in your relationships. So low self-esteem, low self-confidence is the result of feeling less than, is the result of shame and feeling I'm not enough, I need to do more, I need to be more. So this is painful to live with. This is very painful to live knowing that I truly believe I'm not worthy. So now the work becomes to find, to 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 help yourself understand your worth. The work is to help yourself understand that I am worthy. I have flaws, but I have strengths. I'm just like every other human being God has made, worthy and here for a reason and a purpose. So may you find your purpose and may you believe your worth. That's my prayer for you.